Hey, this is going to be a guide on hitting 3-star 4 or possibly 5 cost units in TFT. We're going to go through what we need in order to do this and then the different steps we can take to ensure we give ourselves the best possible chance of achieving them. I just want to preface this by saying this is in no means a great strategy to climb ranked in TFT. You're much better off with other methods that are more consistent and that you can replicate every game. Now, if you have played even just a handful of games of TFT, you will know that what you need and what you get are rarely the same, but there are lots of steps that we can take to ensure we set ourselves up for the best chance possible. With that said, what do we need to do this? To be honest, they're all going to be very obvious to most people, and it will come as no surprise to hear that the first one is gold. At a minimum, we're going to need 36 gold, as we need 9 copies of the same full cost, but in reality we're going to need way more than that, as we only have a 25% chance of a forecast appearing in the shop at level 8 and 30% at level 9, so we're going to be doing a lot of rolling. There are a few different ways we can give ourselves more gold, and the first one is before the game even starts by choosing our legend, which is new to set 9. The legend I go with is Tahm Kench, as he offers augments that give you a large amount of gold at each stage, but you could also go for something like Aurelian Soul, as he has augments that can get you to level 9 quickly, and for less gold too. The next one is also new to set 9, and that is the region portals at the very beginning of the game. There are a few region portals that can increase the amount of gold you would usually get in the game, such as Scuttle Puddle, as the PvE minions drop extra loot, the Glass Industries to get 3 gold for every completed item that you make, and the Ecliptic Vaults to get 4 gold every time you select an augment. So yeah, looking out for them will definitely help. Lastly is the bread and butter of getting gold in TFT, and that is utilising the economy system to get interest on your gold and either win or lose streaking to get additional gold on top of that. If you're not sure how this works, I suggest doing some research on it before continuing with this guide, or I might possibly make a guide on this in the future. Okay, so that covers gold. The next one is to be uncontested. As you should know, there is only a limited number of the same champion in the pool, and this is more limited by the higher the cost of the unit. For 4 cost units, this is 12. And we need 9, which means if other players in the lobby are using 4 copies of the champion we want 3-star, then it's impossible for us to hit this, minus a few exceptions such as using a champion duplicator. So in order to ensure we don't get contested, we should be scouting the other players' boards to see what everyone is playing and pick a composition that uses a 4-cost champion that no one else is playing. This would usually mean playing an unpopular comp, but that's not always the case, as sometimes you'll have a random lobby where every player decides to play the exact same comp for whatever reason. And now, the most obvious one, but it is one that some players, including myself, seem to forget, and that is we need to survive. In order to 3-star our 4 costs, we need to make it to at least level 8, and we want to save as much gold as possible whilst doing so, which means taking augments that make us weaker in combat, which means we are more susceptible to lose games and lose health and then go 8th. This means looking out for any way to make our board stronger, or slamming items even if they're not the best in slot for our units. We don't want to be sitting in a game with like 6 or 7 items on the side. We need to be making those items as soon as possible to save our health. If you've been following the game we're playing here, you may have noticed that everything I've mentioned has applied to this game. So we managed to get the Scuttle Puddle region portal, which means we've been getting additional loot on the PvE rounds. We took the Tahm Kench legend to get a big boost in our economy. We went on a 7-round lose streak, which we've just broken here, and we picked an unpopular comp, which it was at the time of recording, as this is just before the patch that buffed Gwen, so at the time Slayers weren't being played that much as they are now. At this point in the game we've done pretty much everything we can to give ourselves the best chance of hitting a 3-star. The only thing we can really do now is use our gold to slow roll until we either hit or have to go all in to try and get the highest place we can. As TFT is largely a game of variance, obviously we can't guarantee every game we're going to do this, but with all of the steps that we've done up to this point, we do have the best chance. I'll leave you to watch the rest of the game play out, and I'll see you in the next one.